Hey everyone, Roldy here. So welcome to the last video of ELO ranked play in season 7. So I was able to do very well with this team, and I got up to back into the legend MMR ELO of 3000 using this team. So I'm gonna show you some of the battles. Check out Metacham, Mew, and Cantle Ninetales in action. So first battle here, we have a Stunfisk lead. This is a really good lead. They switch into Pelipper. I'm going to immediately switch into my Mew because Mew is my best answer to Pelipper, obviously. I'm going to have to build up to a double wild charge because if they shield, I got to make sure that I have one immediately to throw after because otherwise they will take me out with a Weather Ball. So they snuck in a wing attack there, and I go for the second wild charge. If they shield, they will take back switch advantage, which they might want to, as Metacham is a hard counter to Stunfisk, which is fine. I end up shielding here because I wasn't sure if this would have been a Hurricane. I had lost count there. I'm going to go straight for Ice Punch and then try to counter down to build a little bit of energy. A Psychic would definitely take out the Pelipper from this range. And they switch immediately back into Stunfisk to preserve the Pelipper. I'm going to throw this Ice Punch and just try to get it as low as possible so I can farm it down with my Cantle Ninetales. Again, it is a Shadow, so it does a lot more damage. They throw Earthquake, which is nice because I know that means that all they're going to be able to get to is a Rock Slide. But the only problem here is that I don't have any more shields. So I got to hope that whatever is in the back is weak to Cantle Ninetales. So is whatever in the back weak to Cantle Ninetales? Let's find out. It is a Venusaur, so it is very weak, and one Weather Ball should actually be enough to take it out. As you can see, it does a ton of damage, and the Wingull was slow enough that a Weather Ball will also take it out. So good first battle there. Again, I was able to come up from like 2700 MMR to 3000 using this team. Second battle here, Melmetal lead. You don't see a lot of Melmetals right now in the Open Great League, but that was a good lead. They switch into Venusaur. I have an answer for Venusaur. So I'm going to shield the first Sludge Bomb. I guess that allows me to be able to count, Fire Spin down. And they're going to throw a Frenzy Plant here, which I'm going to let go through. It still does a lot, as you can see, because obviously with the Shadow, it's a little bit squishier. I throw a Psy Shock because they didn't bring their Melmetal back in. They brought in Talonflame. So this will do a good little chunk to it, and it actually brings it down a lot, as you can see. And I'm able to get to another Weather Ball before the Incinerate takes me out, forces them to shield, forces them to throw. I'm going to let whatever it is go through. It should be a Brave Bird. They were at Brave Bird. They should have thrown the Brave Bird. I don't know why they threw a Fire Flame Charge. That game was over at that point. Very strong team, and went from 2400 to 3000 in the last like few days. I did really well at the end of Retro Cup with this Metacham. This Metacham is a rank 1 over level 50. It's a 50.5, so it's a 415-15. And I've been loving using it. And then Mew is I think it's like my first successful team using Mew as well. It does handle a lot of the things that Metacham Ninetales struggle against, like a Azumarill. And they have a Pachirisu, which Pachirisu you can definitely excel because it doesn't get past 1500. But I think it only has electric moves, if I remember correctly. So I don't really have to shield anything, as it will chunk away, but I can pretty much commit to the farm down here. Let's see what they bring in. They bring in a Azumarill. That is not good because, again, my Azumarill counter is now dead. But the Psychic does a good chunk. And I gotta hope that whatever move they have, maybe sometimes I gotta try and catch a play rough, but it's kind of risky. And at this point, I have shield advantage. I actually let it go, which is pretty interesting. I'm gonna commit. Gonna put it all on Ninetales at this point. Commit to the farm down. They do have play rough, but I have to shield anything at this point because I have to really preserve it. What came in? And can they handle a Weather Ball? They cannot. So putting it all on Ninetales actually kind of worked out. Kind of nice when you see that Obama snow in the back. Ninetales coming in clutch there. So going against another Legend Jack. Another bad lead, but again, I have to kind of stay in and try to chip away at Azumarill because it is a team effort to take it out. Because even a one wild charge doesn't take it out, so you have to kind of chip away at it. They land a play rough. I bank the psychic here. I think I'm gonna let that go through because Mew will survive anything at this point. That's okay. I have a lot of energy. I can just I can take back switch if I really want to. And I do want to. I do want to make sure that I keep switch here, and I can probably double shield and commit to the farm down here, which I think I'm gonna do. Oh, and I catch the rock slide on Medicham. Actually, that was a pretty nice move there on my part. 5 mud shots to the rock slide. They come in with Skarmory, so this is already actually pretty good because I do have a good answer to Skarmory in the back. Gotta make sure that I don't get hit with any moves. I am at a shield disadvantage, so I think catching that move is actually pretty important. So they are gonna, I know they're running play rough, so I don't think they're running Hydro Pump. So I can't actually handle one charge move. I should let it go through. Right? Very good. But it is scary when you do run into those Azumarills that are running play rough and Hydro Pump, which is actually how I typically run my Azumarill usually, to throw off people or just go straight nuke moves. Should have just gone for wild charge there. I don't know why I threw the surf. I could have ended the game there and made it a little bit closer than it needed to be. But they do go down with 1 shield remaining. I guess that was the win condition for me to bait, but it still didn't end up working out. They were probably 1 wing attack away from their sky attack. Another good lead. So they're going to switch it to Pelipper. And usually when we see this team, there's usually like either an Umbreon or a Venusaur in the back. So I got to bring in my Mew here. I did get the last shield, so that guarantees me that I can maintain switch here. As long as I build up to 2 wild charge, I can easily maintain switch. They're going to throw the last Weather Ball. I might have to shield. No, that's it. I don't have any more shields. I was saying, I might have to shield 1 more, but no, we're good. They let it go through, which is actually pretty nice because now I have a ton of energy. I can just keep chipping away at this Stunfisk. It's not even chipping away, chunking away with Surf because it is super effective. And they cannot farm me down, so they have to... and there is a Venusaur in the back, so yeah. It's a pretty typical line, which is nice because this will easily counter that line. I'm going to undercharge because I shouldn't have thrown there. So I'm going to farm it down and give me enough energy to have a Weather Ball ready for the Stunfisk. That is a good game. Again, Ninetales closing it really nice in the back. Actually, there 1 more Fire Spin would have done it. I just built this Ninetales too. I did have one previously, so that is a 5-0 set. I just built this new one. It was actually better rank, so we're at 2976 now. I think I skipped like 2 sets in between. This is the final set that gets me back into the Legend ranking. And it's actually pretty nice to reach Legend in the Great League, as I've never been remotely close to doing so. I committed to finishing off the season in Great League. I wanted to make sure that I had some practice, as I always feel like Great League is just too broad of a meta that I don't know what teams to build. So I'm actually pretty happy with this team and its coverage. They go straight for Brave Bird there. That is, I guess that was a good shield, maybe. Yeah. Thing is, I'm at a shield disadvantage now. The Swampert, I'm going to let it take me out. I have to commit to the counter down. And I don't remember what the lead was. It was Umbreon. So this is still not over. They have 2 shields. I have 1 shield only. And obviously, the Ice Punches only chip away so much. I'm not going to shield this, as I have to kind of save a shield for my Mew. I'm going to throw another Ice Punch. I assume they're going to shield this. They let it go, which is interesting because now they're going to be too weak to be able to win the game anymore, because now they're 1 Shadow Claw away, and it doesn't have anything against Mew unless it has a Shadow Ball Swampert. ready to go. No. So that was it. They have 2 shields. Maybe they're saving their shields for season 8. So yeah, pretty strong team here. Super happy to have that Mew there now. It is now coming in clutch. It is super versatile. Team Deary. So this, I don't like playing other experts because I know that they're so close to legend that it makes me feel bad. But they actually have a hard lead to deal with here. I switch into Ninetales to see if they decide to stay or if I want to bait something out. Which I bait out the Talonflame, which is fine because they have to either go for Brave Bird to take me out, which they do. And at this point, since their defense has fallen, I can just commit to the counter down right before they get to another flame charge. I'm going to go straight for Psychic here to chunk away at the Jellicent. Jellicent is just as hard to deal with as the Azumarill. It does take like a team effort to really deal with it. I shield the Shadow Ball, which is nice. I'm going to go straight for Surf and hope that they think that I'm going straight for Wild Charge. They do. I shield. Hopefully this is a Shadow Ball. It is, so they're probably running Shadow Ball Ice Beam, as they did not bait at all. And they bring in their Medicham, which is actually not terrible, because I can get to a double Wild Charge here. And as long as I get the Medicham weak enough where I can land another Psychic by countering down. So let's see actually if they decide to let it go. If they let it go, I have to switch out to clear my debuff. And I throw the Ice Punch, which should get the last shield here. And the only way they're going to take me out is going straight Shadow Ball. But I chip it down enough where one more Shadow Claw will take it out. Because you cannot double up on Shadow Ball, so I'm not threatened anymore. That is a good game. Maybe they could have had a Bubble Beam ready, but the Shadow Claw just registers so fast. I don't know if you can. I think you can have a Bubble Beam and a Shadow Ball ready. Where I was in Bubble Beam range, I believe. Good lead. Abomasnow in the lead, and I have 2 answers to Abomasnow, so nothing to really worry about except for the mid game here. Make sure that I have to maintain switch advantage. Or I guess I don't have to because I do have an answer to Abomasnow in the back as well. I should survive one more Rock Slide before I start throwing Wild Charges at this thing. And I have to make sure I don't let any more counter sneak through, as if they had snuck one through when I threw my first Wild Charge, it would have registered here and taken me out with my weaker defense. But now they're a counter away, so I do have shield advantage. But they do have a Azumarill, which is not good. Sometimes the play is to try and catch a play rough with my... But I do have 2 shields, so it's actually not too bad. And I guess I count exactly to the Ice Beam. I'm not counting right now, but when I'm playing, I'm definitely counting the bubbles. 5 to an Ice Beam, 6 to a play rough, 7 to a Hydro Pump. So they throw another Ice Beam. I switch immediately into my Ninetales, and that is a good game. Very good, very good. Ninetales coming in clutch as usual. So as you can see, it's super powerful, puts a lot of pressure. Ruins a lot of end games because usually there's always something weak to fire in the back for whatever reason. Another good lead. Obviously, I didn't always get good leads. Obviously, Jellicent was a terrible lead, but we're still able to figure that out. But yeah, Medicham is a solid lead. It's either you're going to win lead or you can kind of stay in a little bit. There's nothing where you have to immediately swap out unless it's a Charmer. And if it is a Charmer, I switch into Mew immediately and hope that I can get them to switch out and hope that I can take mid-game and then align my Ninetales with their Charmer. So they let that go through, so I'm actually at a shield deficit here. I'm going to go straight Wild Charge. The Wild Charge will do more damage than Surf, even though they're both resisted here. And they have a Alolan Marowak, which is not good for my team. Especially since it's a Hex Marowak. It's going to get to those Shadow Bones extremely fast. I was hoping to catch maybe like a Fire Blast or something. They have a lot of energy, so they go double Shadow Bone. And usually when they're running Hex, they're running Fire Blast sometimes. Yeah. So couldn't handle the Marowak there. Marowak is difficult. That is a difficult Pokemon where I do have to actually switch out if it's in the lead. And usually I'll switch into Ninetales and hope that I can align Mew with it in the back later. Another good lead here with Umbreon. I'm going to go straight for the Mew. And this could be a Shadow Ball as they threw 4 Confusion. So I'm going to shield. And since they throw Fire Punch, I know that they probably definitely don't have Shadow Ball. Because no one really runs Fire Punch, Shadow Ball. You have to kind of run Thunder Punch for the Azumarill coverage and Skarmory. I guess Thunder Punch, Fire Punch also covers Skarmory, but you do need, there's a lot of water types, Politoed, Azumarill, Jellicent, so you kind of want that Thunder Punch as well. Pelipper, I'm just going to name all the water types in the game currently. So I go straight for the Wild Charge here to chunk away at the, or chip away actually, because it doesn't, Umbreon's extremely tanky. And Wild Charge actually is good too, because it definitely debuffs me enough where they won't get too much farm, where the Snarls are now extremely powerful, which allows me to come back in with my Medicham and just put more pressure on this thing. So the back line, again, usually there's a grass type in the back, and I have a fire type in the back, so nothing to really worry about here. Nothing it has will take me out unless it has a Hydro Pump. Venusaur, it does not, so this should be it. I think at this point they should shield something, or maybe they know that it's over. They're not going to shield. Maybe if that's shielded. No, my Medicham has way too much. Yeah, that was over. But GG on my opponent for staying in. So that was a 5-0 set, I believe. No, 4-1. This is the last set before I get back into the 3000 MMR. And we'll just leave it there. I'm going to show one more battle, a bonus battle against Yonkis, one of the best players in the world from, I believe, Germany. Running a very spicy, extremely spicy team, meme team for sure. So Mawile, I switch into my Ninetales here, and they have a Shadow Granbull, but it's running Snarl, so this could either be a crunch or a close combat. They throw the close combat, is more than likely that would one-hit KO the Ninetales. And I just commit double shield because I know that Ninetales going to handle Mawile as well. So at this point, I'm like, is he running a triple fairy team? And as soon as I see at the top right, he's running a triple fairy team. So definitely probably making a YouTube video on a triple fairy team. I didn't work out for my team, unfortunately, as I am running a very good counter to fairy types. So I just want to include it, as I tend to always choke when I play good players, and I lose to them very badly, even when I have good leads. So just for fun, I included the Junkins clip there. He actually played Junkins before, and he destroyed me. But anyways, hope you like that video. Hope you like this team. I really like this team. And reminder to check out the Whale Lords podcast, and I'll see you in Kanto Cup.